I'll give you something that I thought of, and I've talked a little bit about it. Okay. Bill Zito's team had the best record in the NHL and didn't make the finals. The following year, they made the finals and lost. The year after that, which was last year, they made the finals again and won it. And throughout, they've had to make changes and they've had to make additions and subtractions in the process. And one of the things that has been consistent is that Bill Zito and Paul Maurice know who they are. And when you know who you are, you know exactly what players you need. And the Dolphins have no idea who they are for decades now. And that's because every time they change a coach, a head coach, every time they change a coordinator, we completely have a new identity. Oh no, we're going to be more of a running team with Sperano and with Wanstead. No, we're going to be more of a passing team with McD. It's the weirdest shit. And unfortunately, we don't develop an identity. And the Panthers clearly have an identity, and it's dictated by the people at the top. And then they say, this is the way we're going to play. And these are the kind of players that we need in order to play like this. I've talked about this before. The Ravens have an identity and they fill their needs year in and year out, no matter who the coach has been. The Steelers do the same thing. The Green Bay Packers have done the same thing lately. The Kansas City Chiefs are in the process now of doing that and establishing that. The teams that have an identity and then follow through that identity on who they are, no matter the coach, the next coach will assume the same identity. Not completely go from 3-4 because now we're going to be a full 4-3. Oh no, this coach likes to switch it up between 4-3 and 3-4. No. We're either going to be one or the other, and that's what we're going to perfect. We don't do that. And so for me, when I'm watching teams around in pro sports, that is something that stands out to me. And now we have a team in town. Okay? You know what I'm saying? That is doing the same thing. They have their identity. They fill their identity with the players that they need, and they continue to roll on. Is there any difference the way the Panthers play now every year? No. There's a difference from how they played 5, 7, 10 years ago. Yeah. But right now, there is no difference because they have now figured out who they are, who they want to be. And this is what, because for many years, our team never played playoff hockey. They were soft. So when things got tough, we folded every single time. And when Bill Zito got here, immediately he started bringing a different kind of player. Well, you got to do that now. Okay. So either you're going to be powered by people like Ajayi and Ricky Williams, or you're going to do the A-Chan stuff. Which one is it? Okay. Is it going to be a mix of both? What's it going to be? Are you going to dedicate yourself to the run? You haven't. In a league where the most important element to any offense is running the football. And we don't understand that. So it's interesting. Before you have any success, before you establish any kind of winning streak, before you win anything significant, you need to have an identity. You need to establish that identity, and you need to prove that you can actually do this. The Dolphins have failed in all those areas. They have never done that for decades because it doesn't happen in the first week or the first month of the season, and it doesn't happen in one season. It happens over multiple seasons because you have to prove it week in, week out, year in, year out. You can have a good year. You can have a flukish year. but try having a consistent season every year. That's where you want to get to. That's what we used to be. And we had a guy in Shula that used to have to then adjust and change the identities constantly. But look at when he had ultimate success, one kind of identity. It wasn't about Woodstock. It wasn't about Marino and no running game. It's not later on, no quarterback. Sometimes you have a defense. Sometimes you have a running game. Now you have a quarterback, but you don't have a running game. You don't have an offensive line, and you're not a physical team. It's not there. Panthers have their identity. They know exactly who they are and what they want to be. The Dolphins have no identity and have no idea who they want to be.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.